Some time ago, my mentor once asked me, and he said something around, why is it that one of the smallest animals in the world can produce one of the sweetest known natural fluid in the world? And I was like, what are you getting at? And he said, do that as an assignment and get back to me. I was like, what? But then I did it. I had to, right? And while I did that, and I'm going to share that today as my research on it, as episode 3 of the Thoughts from My Mentor series. This is episode 3 of the Thoughts from My Mentor series, and today I'm looking at something very interesting, which is, why is it that one of the smallest insects in the world produces one of the sweetest known natural fluid? If you get it, yes, you're correct. How is it that bees can produce something as sweet as honey despite how small they are? So in order to discuss this with you, I did a little bit of research on how bees are able to make honey and all of that. But the focus is not really about bees and all of that, but the focus is about you. What does this teach you or teach us about you? What is it that they are doing right that you can embody? What is it that they are doing that you can do to get the results that you are seeking? So let's get into it. In order for bees to be able to make honey, they need to collect what we call nectar from flowers. And when I was doing my research, I was blown away. I used AI, I used Google, and a whole lot of sources in order to get my facts right and all of that. And I got some really interesting things that I'm going to share with you today, right? So in order for bees to produce honey, they need to collect nectar from various flowers. Now this is where it gets interesting. According to the Canadian Honey Council, they wrote that on average, bees need to tap around 2 million flowers and fly for about 80,000 kilometers, that's around 50,000 miles, in order to gather enough nectar for them to make 1 pound, that's like 454 grams of honey. Now, this is what they need to do. So on each trip, like on one trip, they need to go to like 50 to 100 flowers per trip in order to produce 1 drop of honey. So you see that the honey they are taking is the hard work of powerful, strong honeybees. So in order for them to make as much honey as possible, each of them would need to, go for these trips, come back and get into the hive. The hive is where all of them are, and then all of them bring everything together and then produce the honey, right? Now, what does this, or what do honey now do for us? We use it in various locations for different things, and in the medical industries and in the hospital, they use it for things like wound healing, to clear your throats if you have cough or you cannot sleep in the night. It's also prescribed as a natural way of aiding digestion and a whole lot of other things that it does, such as being a natural sweetener. If you don't want to take sugar, you can take honey instead, and a whole lot of things. Now, for the functions of honey, you would have to go and search that on your own, because that's not the focus, right? Now, what is my focus here? This is like an embodiment of what these small insects can do. Now, you're actually way bigger than that. What does this teach us? A whole lot of things. Let's take it one by one. Number one lesson that you can take from it really is being a person of value. For a bee to be able to produce honey, it needs to collect nectar. For you to be a person of value, then you need to also collect nectar, as it were. Get value from people, from books, from videos, from courses, wherever you can find it. Just the way the bee goes from one flower to the other, learn from as much sources as you can. Don't just get the knowledge. As you learn, you fix it, you implement. Now, if you don't know how to implement or take action fast, I did a video on episode 2 on how you can do that, so you might want to go back to that. Number 1, like I said, you need to become a person of value. You need to push yourself out there to collect nectar. You need to put yourself out there to learn skills, to improve your knowledge base, to learn how the world works, to understand as much as you can about finance, history, money, whatever it is. But you need to put yourself out there. You need to learn, read books, watch videos, take courses, improve your skill, converse with people, go out, go for events, meet people, get coaches, get mentors, pay for access if you have to, but gather your nectar so that you can be an embodiment of value. Now, this is number 1. Number 2, just the way the bees collect nectar from various flowers, they also aid in the pollination of these flowers. So it's not just them taking, they're also giving something back. As they take the nectar, they help in, pollinating flowers and all of that. So it's like a give and take. I collect, but I give as well. So while you are becoming a person of value and a person of impact, don't be someone that always collects. You collect with one hand and you give with the other. It doesn't necessarily have to be financial giving. You could give in so many ways. You give of your time, you could give of your energy, you could give of your attention, whatever it takes, right? Whatever it takes. But as you are collecting, in whatever way you can, be sure to give back, either to the person giving to you, or you can always pay it forward. All right? So it's not just take. Give too. So it's a two-way street. Now that's number 2. Number 3, these bees, they work in collaboration. So after they've gone out to get nectar from various flowers, they come back to the hive where they stay, and then they work together to produce honey. Each bee is bringing the nectar they've gotten from the day's event or the day's work, and then they combine it together and work together to produce honey, which is one of the nature's sweetest fluid. Now, what does this mean for you? Just the way the bees go out, get value, come back, work together and collaborate, you should always look towards collaborating with people more than competing with them. So you go out there, you do number 1, be a person of value. After you become a person of value, be a person of impact and all of that. Once you've done that, you come back and look for, who do I need to connect with? Who do I need to collaborate with in order to make this value to stand out? Now, collaboration will take you very far than working alone ever will. So look towards other persons. What are they doing that you can embody? What are they doing that you can collaborate with? Look for these qualities in different persons and collaborate with them and make something wonderful happen. I could go on and on the analogy using the bee and our daily lifestyle, but I'll probably do another episode regarding the bee some other time. But for this episode, we have talked about 3 major things that the bee does that you can do in order to become more relevant in the industry. Number 1, they collect nectar. So you be a person of value. Attend courses, attend physical events, connect with people, learn, gather knowledge, gather experience, be a person of value and impact. Number 2, as the bees are collecting nectar from the flowers, they are aiding in the pollination of the flower. So in as much as you collect from other people, learn how to give back to the society. You can do that in various ways, but make sure that you're not only collecting, but you're also giving back to the society. And then number 3, they collaborate in order to make honey. So you too collaborate with other persons in order to create one of the sweetest, big, amazing experience ever known. Now there's so much more we can learn from the bees. Do you know that? One of the things that elephants fear a lot is the bee. But then that's conversation for some other time. Until then, practice this tree. Be a person of value, give back to the society, and collaborate with others. I'll see you in the next episode. Before then, like I always do in all my episodes, this is me saying thank you to all the amazing mentors out there, and I'll see you in the next episode.